Are you tired of not being able to speak Japanese confidently? You may be currently studying new vocabulary for hours a day, or that new grammar point that you need to learn every single day. But no matter how much you study, it just feels like you never get that confidence that you want. My name is Narron, and I'm an interpreter here in Japan. And in this video, I'm going to break down what you need to do instead of just vocabulary or just grammar, because that's not going to make you fluent. And based on my experience, I'm going to go through what you're doing wrong right now and how you can fix that so that you can be fluent in 2026. Let's get started. And right now you may be going, what? I'm doing something wrong? And yes, most of us, it's not your fault, most of us who are learning on our own tend to make mistakes when it comes to the method that they're using. Instead of vocabulary, I said instead of vocab or grammar, there's a better way to do it. So first, let's talk about this secret method. I'm going to keep it super simple by just giving you a few examples so that it opens your eyes. So let's just say that you wanted to learn how to say, I want to do something. I want to eat is 食べたいです. I want to drink, 飲みたいです. I want to sleep is 寝たいです. Now, if you're smart and if you're not an idiot, you probably right now notice the patterns here. Something たいです is I want to do something. So in Japanese, if you say たいです, it shows a desire. Or another example is if you want to say I intend to do something, I'm going to do something in the future. You can say つもりです. 食べるつもりです. 寝るつもりです. Or 飲むつもりです. So whenever you say whenever the sentence ends with つもりです, it means that you intend to do that in the future. This is called pattern recognition. It's just much better than just randomly learning vocabulary or grammar points. Maybe when you try to talk to people, you want to say hello. You want to ask them about their families. You want to ask them about their names. How are you? Guys, this is a lot of things you got to learn. There's a lot of things that you need to actually know. You need a foundation in order to actually do this. But instead of having this long list of words that you got to remember, how about learning one pattern, like 食べたいです, たいです, or つもりです, and then just inserting these verbs in front of the patterns. And guys, you just unlocked 1,000 other phrases that you can use. You're not going to just say 食べたい, 寝たい. You're going to be able to say, I want to go out with you. I want to get this job. I want to drive. I want to go to this place. It's just unlimited. So the power of, I don't want you to underestimate the power of, pattern recognition. It's just much better than just randomly learning these lengthy phrases. Like I said, right now you may be wanting to speak, approach these people around you. You may be wanting to ask their names, where they're from, how their kids are. This is just too much. They're just sentences. Instead of sentences, learn the patterns. This is how smart and fluent people in Japan learn. Let's also talk about the benefits of learning these patterns. So in Japanese or in any other language, there's more than 1,000, 2,000, maybe even 10,000 words that you could potentially learn. But do you want to do that? I don't think so. Compared to that, there's only 20 to 30 patterns that you got to actually learn in order to sound fluent, sound confident. So guys, look at me right now and ask yourself, do you really want to learn 1,000 or 2,000 words? Or do you want to just learn 20 patterns so you can be fluent or just more confident in general? Please pick the latter, because learning 20 patterns isn't that hard. The only thing you need to know right now, the thing that you have to do, is before learning the patterns, there's one thing. Are you trying to learn how to approach people? Are you trying to learn how to talk to people at work? As long as you know these situations, you're going to learn what kind of patterns you need to learn. If you're casually learning, how to approach people, you probably want to ask, how are your parents? How's your kid? How's your wife? How is somebody? Or may I ask something? 聞いてもいいですか? 話してもいいですか? てもいいですか? This is a pattern, right? If you're learning Japanese for work, you may be wanting to sound more polite at work. So instead of 食べます or all those other words that I taught you, it could be 食べてもよろしいでしょうか? 飲んでもよろしいでしょうか? よろしいでしょうか? That's the pattern, right? If you want to take a nap, I take a nap at work. I ask people, 寝てもよろしいでしょうか? This is another thing you could ask, potentially, right? So, よろしいでしょうか? Something てもよろしいでしょうか? This is a legitimate pattern that you might be wanting to learn at work if you're learning Japanese for work. So, number one, first understand your situation. What are you learning Japanese for? Why are you learning it? And depending on what position you're in, you're going to have these patterns, a set of patterns that you got to learn in order to sound confident. So, this is what you do. So I give you what you need to learn right now, and I just want to give you a bigger framework when it comes, kind of a macro picture when it comes to how to learn, these patterns. I talked about how important these patterns are, but how do we use these in real life? my recommendation is I usually teach time, thing, and verbs. For example, tonight I would love to eat some curry. Time, thing, verb. These are the three things that you actually, this is a good framework for you in order to actually learn more Japanese phrases. Well, let's look at other examples. It doesn't need to be food. It could be like, oh, you want to get a promotion next year? 来年は仕事で昇格がしたいです。Right? したいです。You want to get a promotion. Getting is the action, the verb, right? Get a promotion next year. So what are we talking about? It's a promotion. When? Next year. And you want to get that promotion. And here's my final message to you. This is the most underrated way to learn Japanese. And step one, don't learn sentences, start learning patterns. This is like rule number one when it comes to learning Japanese. And while learning these patterns, don't just stop there. If you learned one pattern, right? Tsumori desu or tai desu, just this one pattern. Don't just end there. Use this framework that I give you. Do you want to eat something like tomorrow? 明日, udon ga tabetai desu. This is a framework. You can use this pattern, tai desu, in this framework. Do you want to sleep in tomorrow morning? We have when and what you're going to do. Most of you are, trying to approach people and trying to speak Japanese confidently without any foundations. But I hope that this framework and this, pattern recognition, this method, this powerful method gives you a solid foundation. Okay, so I hope that you don't implement just one thing here. I hope that you don't just do the patterns or just this framework. You do both. Learn the patterns and fit it in this framework so that you can actually start speaking Japanese confidently. All right. Anyways, guys, this was Sean reporting from the Nagoya region, and I'll talk to you in our next video. Bye bye.